What's up, guys? Welcome back to SPPTV. Today we're going to continue working on the S-10, getting the old rear end out, all that kind of stuff. The gas tank I got to pull out and whatever else has to come out so that we can start figuring on switching the brackets and stuff over to the 8.8. But before we get started on that, I ordered some speakers off Amazon for the rear of the truck. I want to get these speaker grills, I guess they're called, cleaned up, and I'm going to paint them black, put the new speakers in and put those in. And then we'll get started taking this rear end apart. So yeah, let's get to it. So these were a factory option on S10s. Not all of them had it, but I actually took these off another truck a long time ago. But they're pretty blown up. So I'm hoping that the new ones are just going to bolt right in here. Then I'm going to paint them. Show you that. So all I'm really going to do here is just I'll clean it up with some like brake clean and then use like a red Scotch-Brite to scuff it down, and then paint these black because I got all the stuff in the back is black now. Get the dirt out so that the paint sticks good. I was debating whether I should even video this because I know you guys want to see me working on the rear end and getting the thing running and stuff, but it is something that I have to do and I want to put in, so yeah, I hope it's not too boring for you. Then just give it a Scotch-Brite so the paint will stick good. And that's it. Now I'll get them painted, and then when they're painted, we'll put the speakers in. Alright, so here's the speakers. I don't know. They're nothing fancy. They were from Amazon. They were cheap. They're like 45 bucks or something, 40 bucks. But they fit just like the factory ones. Simple as that. And then I'll just have to do a little wiring and get them in there. Hopefully you can see that. There's the one. There's the other one. So I think that looks pretty good. The whole back area is black, which is nice. I'm kind of planning on changing the interior, like the front seat and the door panels to black. It's kind of my plan. But still keep the dash blue and everything. So I figured I'd paint all that stuff now. So now that's done, and let's move on to something else. Okay, so I got it up on jack stands now. I'll just start taking stuff off. These bags are going to fit through here. Oh yeah, perfect. Okay. Now we should be able to lower the rear end down a bunch. How much, I don't know, but a bunch. I'll have to get this wood out of here. This will just start unbolting stuff. I guess I gotta get the emergency brake cables. And I gotta pull the gas tank out too. I don't know what kind of cables I'm going to have to use to put the emergency brakes onto the 8.8. Got those emergency brake cables out and out of the way. The next thing to do will be to take these couple bolts out for the upper 4-link bars. I can get on here with this. Like it. Okay, that came out easy. Peasy. There we go. Alright, so now I should be able to lower the rear end down, and then I just have to do the front bars and the rear end should come out. On the ground. All I gotta do now is the bars, which is 2 bolts, and hopefully I should be able to just roll this out of here. Well, it looks like I added these shock mount brackets after I put the rear end in, and now I can't get the bolt out because the shock bracket's in the way. I mean, they gotta get cut off anyways. I'm probably gonna make new ones for the new rear end. I don't really like the way these ones turned out, so maybe I'll have to cut them off first. Or get the bolts from the front. Alright, I ended up getting them out. They were just pretty tight in there. So now, I just have to wedge these arms out of here. It's one. There we go. And that's it, she's out. I I should be able to just roll it right out of there. Okay. I can already smell gear oil. Yuck. This bracket should just come off with the bars. See if it'll go now. Use these emergency brakes to. Nope. Still doesn't clear. Oh, I should just took the tires off, I guess. I thought it would be easier. Apparently not. The wheel's off. I should be able to pull it out of there. Alright, so it's the next day now. As you saw previously, I got the rear end out. Now I'm just deciding what I should start doing next. I kind of did some prep here, cleaning up this cross member. I think I'm going to reinforce it, kind of like from these brackets down, just because, I mean, these ones maybe aren't so bad because they're tied together, but this one's kind of just sitting here, so I should have some kind of support from here to here, which I never had before, but of course it didn't make the kind of power it does now, or will hopefully make. I also sandblasted this original muffler hanger, which goes in here. And then I'm gonna make a bracket coming off of there to go to the muffler. I got the rear end here, like you saw. I can't get the lower bars out because these shock mounts are in the way. I actually added these shock mounts after I had put the truck together, like a year or two later. The ones I had made broke. So then I had to make some new ones quickly, and I did them on the truck. So they're all messed up, and they're kind of in a way where I can't get the bolts out. I'm gonna cut these off with a cutoff wheel. And then so I can get the arms out, and then I'm gonna have to start cutting these brackets off and these brackets off to transfer them to that one. So that's what we're gonna do, is start doing that stuff now. I'll cut those brackets off. There they are. Simple as that, just cut off wheel. I got the bars off. Now the hard one is gonna be, I need to cut these off. And this one shouldn't be bad, probably, but it's this one that I might have to end up taking the drums and everything off to be able to get it, and then I gotta cut these ones. But they're pretty much, I mean, they're welded a bit here, but they're not welded all the way up, and then across here, so I should be able to get them off. And also these tubes are way smaller than the 8.8, so I'm gonna have to cut this open anyways. So, you know, if I cut it a little bit, I'm gonna go as close as I can, but then I'm still gonna have to grind them open to fit on the bigger tube anyways. So what I'm kind of doing right now, I got that muffler hanger that I sandblasted here. So I'm just gonna take this piece of scrap, I'm gonna cut it, drill a hole, weld it to the muffler, and then it'll bolt right like that. Like I said, it already has a hanger up, you should be able to see it up there. So I just want some extra support here. So, and it has rubber already in this part, so it doesn't need to be rubber in here. So I'm just gonna cut this, drill a hole, and then weld this on. I got that bracket all welded on. All I have to do is like paint her up, and she's good to go. Actually welded it on both sides, so it should be pretty strong. And now we'll move on to something else. All right, so I actually got the upper bag brackets off. You can see they came off perfectly. What I ended up doing is just taking the cutoff wheel and cutting right along the weld on both sides. And you can see here, it fits right in. I just cut right along here. Knocked it with a hammer a couple times, and boom, they came off perfectly unharmed. And actually, they don't even fit, like I said before, so I have to actually make them bigger to fit on the 8.8, so they're perfect. So now, I gotta cut these ones off, and that's it. This rear end is good to sell to someone, hopefully. And I actually didn't really even cut into the housing here when I cut these off, so that's good. And once I grind it down, if I do find any spots, I can always weld them up and smooth them out nice so that it's strong again. But now I gotta get these ones off. I got two of the brackets cut off. These ones here, which came off perfect. Once again, didn't damage the that part, and it still doesn't fit, so that's good. I have to cut that more. Now my issue is to get this one off. I can't get in here with the grinder, so I'm gonna have to take the brakes off. So I got the oil draining out right now, which stinks. And then I'm gonna pull this off and then be able to, and then once they're off, then this rear end is good to go, and then I can start putting the brackets onto the other one. Took the pin out, took the axles out. The 2 bolts that hold this on broke on both sides. Now I'm trying to get this off. It's a big giant nut here, and of course it doesn't want to come loose. So I think I'm gonna have to get some heat. Try heating it up to get it off. So I got the backing plates off, which was really a pain. The big bolt that holds it on here were all rusted. So I heated them, and this one started to come. It came about halfway, and then it wouldn't come off. So then I decided, screw it, I'm just gonna cut them off because I think I'm just gonna trash this housing. I'll keep the posi and stuff out of it, but the housing's kind of garbage anyways from all the brackets being welded on it. And then my grinder died, so then I had to go to Canadian Tire and exchange it. Luckily I still had warranty, and I was able to get them both off. So now I should be able to get these off no problem, and then I'll be done. All right, so I got the brackets off. There they all are. Obviously they need to be cleaned up. And here is both rear ends. The new 8.8 and the stinky old 7.5, which is now gonna be garbage. Took the posi out and the gear set to save because that stuff's good, and the axles I'm gonna keep. But there you go. Next up, we're gonna get those brackets fitted. We're gonna weld them on, set the rear end in there, get that all done. And yeah, I'll get this thing back on its wheels soon. Right?
Check you later.
All right. Yeah, so like Mike said, check you later.